How's it going, everybody? It's your favorite host, Brody Frye, and your favorite podcast. And yes, it's crazy, right? 2 bonus episodes opening week. Wild. I'm having a blast with this. So I keep getting such positive feedback. I'll keep pumping these things out for you guys. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. So I'm bringing you guys a question today. Quite the thought-provoking one at that. Have you ever sat there and looked out the window maybe and thought to yourself, what are we? And also, what the fuck are we doing? Well, I ask myself that all the time. And we're going to dive into that topic today and my thoughts on that. So, stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Brody Frye. And here, we dive deep into difficult questions. We'll map out thoughts, theories, and crazy ideas for the love of knowledge and growth. So, how do we answer some of the mind's toughest questions? This is the Mind Hiking Podcast. All right, guys. While that intro was rolling, I think I thought of a better question. How the fuck do we start this topic? Well, I'll tell you one thing for sure. This is another only scratch the surface topic again, just like just about everything we're ever going to be talking about. So here is some of my thoughts on that. First of all, if you got past the first episode of this podcast, I would venture to say that you are probably a thinker. And I would also like to assume that you are open-minded because these are all thoughts and opinions. And also, I don't know everything. And my thoughts and opinions often change the more books I'm reading, the more videos I'm watching. One of my favorite things is to learn more about things and have these changing opinions. I feel like it's a gift to be able to have an open mind and read into something and learn about it and be like, oh, okay, well, I didn't realize that, or whatever the topic may be. So that's kind of this, and this is some of the things that I am thinking currently about these questions. So follow along, and I would love to hear your comments on this as well. So, where can we start? What do we absolutely know for certain? Well, I believe that there is only one thing that we can say for absolute certainty, and that is that in some shape or form or way that we exist. And the reason why I would say we know that for sure is because there absolutely has to be existence to experience. Otherwise, there would be nothing to experience. And I think that is really the only thing that we know for certain, because everything else is out the window for all we know. What I find mind-blowing is anytime we find something that we think is a building block, we're able to break it up smaller. And it's like, where does this end? Is there an end? Or is it like we break this up so small just to find another universe? And that's a whole nother theory, and I don't want to get that crazy deep in this episode, but it's just funny to me how, originally it was like what made up everything. What was the smallest thing you could see? Like the thickness of a strand of hair. You could see a grain of sand or dust or dirt, and that was just about as small as we knew. And then microscopes and what are these things? You can see cells now, and that's what makes up everything. Cells make up everything. No, what happens when we split these things? Okay, well, Now all of a sudden you got the cell membrane and cytoplasm filling all of those gaps, and the nucleus inside of that, which is the center. And okay, so the nucleus has got to be the smallest thing, right? That's got to be the building blocks. Well, what makes up a nucleus? That's when you're getting into protons, which is atoms. Atoms, that's got to be it, right? Atoms make up everything? No, they're actually made up of electrons and quarks. And now it's like, where does this end? How can you get smaller than an atom? Okay, well, we broke up an atom now, and that's got to be it. Well, now they're talking string theory, if you've heard of that, but basically that everything is made out of vibrating string. Now that's small. So just vibrating string or moving string, like at that point, you could argue that that is energy itself. And quickly, I just want to go back and just make sure you guys understand how fucking small this is. Like, we're talking a quantum scale. There's literally no parameters of dimension. That's how small we're talking here. So now stick with me the best you can. This is getting crazy, like I said, but if that's what everything is made up of, what that means that we're no different, because obviously we're made up of the same stuff. So if everything is this vibrating string or energy, then what are we? Why? You're bringing in the topic of consciousness at this point. Now, I do want to have a episode in the future on consciousness specifically. We'll dig through that a little deeper than this episode, but just kind of like move forward from that. Like, imagine this consciousness, or like what we are as energy in this hypothetical theory. Stick with me now. As being able to be changed, or like, I guess, tampered with, or we can, like, what makes us special? What makes us different? Why can we not only change our environment, but think about it and understand that we are doing that? So again, crazy thoughts, stick with me. Imagine everything being this energy, and we as broadcasting towers. Imagine, like, say that we are like tuners, would be a good way to describe it in this hypothetical theory, where if everything is made out of energy and we are also energy, what is to say that we can't align ourselves with specific energies, or in that radio analogy, frequencies? Why can't we tune ourselves to different things? So now bring all of this, like, if you guys are still following me here, because I'm getting pretty wild and I don't know how well I'm explaining this, trying to do my best here, but if you're still with me, let's bring this back to real life, what we think we know, what we can, with our five senses, be able to, see, hear, whatever, what we can sense in real life. if we are all energy and we're all also like bringing it back human beings walking around, why are we all so different? And not only why are we all so different, but like we all think differently, we all believe different things. We're every individual is like so unique. So why and what's funny too is you get so many different lifestyles. You get so many different ways that human beings live their lives. And why is that? If this is all, like what are these choices that you're making in life? And you see people saying like, oh, that's a crazy like turn of events that happened to that person, right? Or you get these so-called like natural events or things that are out of our control. Like why is that? That's pretty interesting. So how some events just happen to people that just seem wild. Well, if everything is tying it back to this theory, energy, are we in control of this? Can we be? Maybe. And hear me out with this. As radio tuners, can we align ourselves to different outcomes in life? Now think of a radio station broadcasting signals. How many stations are there on the radio? AM and FM and satellite XM. Like there's so many signals out there that you got a radio and you can tune to it. You can tune, I mean, just endless amounts if you count all those different platforms, all those AM, FM, XM. How many stations are there total? That's a good question, and I don't know the answer to that. But if you tune to one of those stations and that's what you're hearing, you're listening to music and you enjoy it, like that's awesome, cool. But also, you got stations that you might not like. Say you're listening to a station that you don't like, and you're listening to it and you hate it and you're miserable. But just quickly for this example, imagine that this might be some, like maybe an older person that, and say the radio is like the head unit of a vehicle. It's like a touch screen and kind of confusing for an older person to use, to navigate. So they're listening to this music that they hate, not knowing how to change the station. They're suffering, not knowing how to change, how to get themselves out of that. Now, that's kind of where I'm going with this. If we are the tuners, if our ability to think is specifically to be able to tune ourselves, then why aren't we? And this is, again, hypothetical theories. Why can't we just align ourselves with the energy that we want? And also, back to the broadcasting, just because you're tuned to one station and that's all you hear, that's all you know, doesn't mean that all those other stations aren't still playing all around you. And you just don't know. You don't know how to tune in. You're just not sure how to change your tuner, how to change your station. And if we did, why wouldn't we? I'm pretty sure all of us would. And that might be a whole nother issue where your radio or your station that you're tuned to, that you're listening to, might be on repeat telling you that this is just how life is. And you just gotta grind through it and die. Well, if that's what you heard nonstop all day, every day, then yeah, you'd probably start to believe it. So it's tough to retune yourself, and that's just another blessing to having a open mind and being able to change your opinions and thoughts on things, to be able to be open to hypothetical theories that are absolutely crazy that people don't talk about, but I think more people are interested than what they like to share, which is a reason why I am so excited for this podcast, because I am going to share these wild thoughts and theories with you guys, even though some may call me crazy, but I am risking that for those that are interested in this stuff. So hope you guys love and appreciate this. Now that got pretty deep and complicated there, so I think that's probably enough for a bonus episode. I went a little bit longer than I originally wanted to, but that's okay. I think you guys will enjoy this one. I think this one might be up there with one of my favorites so far. But yeah, hopefully you guys soaked all that in. Hopefully you found enjoyment. Maybe you learned something. Yeah, so definitely this is an episode that I would definitely recommend re-listening to. There was a lot in this, even though it was, supposed to be shorter. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I had fun recording this one. So yeah, I will see you guys on the next Monday episode, and that one is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be the first interview episode, so that one's gonna be back to a long one, and the interview ones I plan on going longer than usual, and then these bonus episodes I'm trying to keep under control. Like I said, this one kind of went a little bit longer than I wanted, but yeah, I'm planning bonus episodes are going to be a little bit shorter, and then Monday releases are going to be the big ones. And this week being a double release, 2 bonus episodes, this not going to be all the time, but definitely feeling inspired lately because I got an awesome amount of feedback from everybody. So thank you guys so much, and I'm going to keep rolling with this. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun. I'm hearing all good things. So rock on, guys, and yeah, have a great rest of your week, and have a great weekend too. And I'll see you guys back here on Monday.